You're listening to the Good Guys Video Game Podcast by PNF Gaming. For more information about Good Guys, check us out at pnfgaming.com.
Whoa there, horsey. Whoa.
All right, continue your conversation about Apex. Let's talk about Apex here. Season 1.
What about season 1?
Let's talk about it. You were talking about it a minute ago.
Brett was that. Brett, why did Fortnite not kill gaming? Like, that's what Brett was saying. Brett said something about.
I mean, I think other things had problems before Fortnite.
Well, I mean, I thought generally what his thing was is that, you know, he was just mentioning how most there are a lot of developers out there and a lot of people within the gaming industry that apparently think that Fortnite is killing gaming. The reasoning behind this, or the point that they're making, supposedly.
Who is this again?
This one YouTube video I saw on this guy's channel, he started mentioning it, and he basically was, you know, pointing out all of these references. For example, I didn't know this, but apparently Major League Baseball is having a problem with Fortnite, and players literally having slight hand injuries from playing the game too much.
Fortnite?
Yeah, that's apparently a thing.
Oh my gosh. I don't fully understand this.
So, you know,
I don't understand. How are they hurting themselves
craze.
playing Fortnite?
It's similar to, you know, the whole. I guess considering that they're using their hands a lot, and you know they're doing physical activity. The most common thing that happens with pro video gamers is, you know, they start getting those hand injuries. So the hand starts cramping up and all that.
Well, like carpal tunnel and whatnot, I guess.
Yeah, carpal, you know.
Hmm.
And so I guess the situation is that apparently this was apparently a case for a couple of MLB players where they, you know, they just got they apparently were playing Fortnite a lot.
Yeah.
Got injured. Or they got, you know, they had some hand problems. And so the thing about it is that Fortnite was a huge thing, right?
I mean, it's still kind of a huge thing.
It was this huge, like, here it is. Watching an article that the guy in the video mentioned. But at the same time, when Fortnite became a huge thing, what made Fortnite, or what basically preceded Fortnite before it became a thing, was the problem. And that Fortnite was a game that was supposed to be mainly PvE, that was basically a zombie shooter with Minecraft mechanic, and it was like $40 or $60, and it failed miserably. But out of the blue, because of the huge influence that battle royales have on the current industry, somebody at Fortnite, somebody at the developer at Epic Games said, hey, why don't we take that thing that completely flopped, turn it into a battle royale? With no announcements, no trailers, no...
Yeah, but I feel like everybody knows the story of how Fortnite came to be. But what is your point about it killing? I don't understand your point of this argument.
Because that is what developers are saying is killing the gaming. That.
The act of taking a game and cannibalizing it to make a new game?
No, the fact that they did it and they didn't do anything beforehand.
What do you mean?
Essentially, Apex Legends is the same way. It just dropped. There was no
Yeah, but Apex
E3
Legends is a
trailer.
whole other game. It's
There
not
was
Titanfall
no
or anything.
there was no pre-trailer. There was no 15 minutes of first initial gameplay. It just happened.
But
And
what's
because
wrong
it
with
just
that?
happened, nobody could really criticize it because it was already here. And it didn't have anything to base it off of.
Oh, I mean, you can criticize it after the fact. Just because it doesn't come out beforehand doesn't mean you get to theory craft the living crap out of it before it comes out. I mean,
And so
people are doing that now, aren't they?
correct. I mean, but for the thing that apparently the situation of what people are saying or what these people with this opinion are saying, because I completely disagree with this opinion, mainly because of the example the guy in the video brought up, which was Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is supposed to be this big title that was hyped up and had trailer after trailer, E3 appearance after E3 appearance, 15 minutes of initial gameplay, blah, blah, blah. And when it came out, it was shit.
I feel like we're talking about Crackdown 3.
Same deal.
Who the heck even
Same
talks about Crackdown
deal.
3 right now? Is that out?
Yeah, it just came out.
No one talks about that game. I think
That's what-
that game.
According,
I think the problem with that game is it spent too long in development.
well,
Like-
no, according to Yahtzee's review, I just watched it today. Crackdown 3, someone at whatever studio developed it was like, "Hey, it's been long enough since the first Crackdown came out. Let's re-release it and like make it all shiny." But instead, they didn't do that. They kind of did, but the world is really small. It's like it's a great game to play if you want to see how sandbox games were like back in the PS2 era.
I've
Because he's like, now there's so many sandboxes in the fucking video gaming industry that he's like, my cat shits in a sandbox. Like,
but yeah, like what is it?
they're all huge and they do nothing well, and it's just yeah.
The only one that
That
seems to be
crowbar-
doing well is GTA because people are on Twitch RPing on GTA like crazy now.
Yeah.
That Crow V Cat video I just linked. That is he literally takes, I think, Crackdown 2 and Crackdown 3 and basically compares the games together. Show just how simplistic and how much of a difference went into making the game's aesthetic. Because of the situation that there are just some animations that are in Crackdown 2 that they just completely skipped on in Crackdown.
That's silly. Anyway,
And that's a prime example. That's why when people when I see articles like that, I don't agree, because Watch Dogs, Crackdown 3, those are the reasons why, so to speak, single player games are failing.
Well, back when the second Batman Arkham game was announced to be a sandbox, everyone was like, why does every fucking single player game need to be a sandbox?
because it's cool. Because GTA did it and succeeded.
And I think the second Arkham game and Batman to an extent is a fine game to be somewhat of a sandbox, but it's just
Everything
developers
centers
think
around.
everything needs to be a sandbox. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
because GTA does it and they're successful with it. It's just like Fortnite or like battle royales right now. Everything has to be a freaking battle royale. You got Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 battle royale, and now Battlefield 5's battle royale is coming out. Apex is here. What else? What are some other ones? Realm Royale exists.
I like how people
Battle
overlook.
Royale because it's successful. They're just trying to capitalize on those dollars.
I like how people overlook Realm Royale, because everybody normally says, "Oh yeah, man! For the first time ever, we got basically Overwatch meets Battle PUBG," and I'm like, "Why are you saying that?" They say because it's got classes, and I was like, "Yeah, but that's not the first Battle Royale to do."
Oh well, I mean, technically speaking, Team Fortress is what a lot of that Realm Reborn or Realm Royale is based off of.
Correct. But I just
So
look at
all of them are derivatives of each other,
I mean, yeah.
or
But
whatever came before it. So
and so generally speaking, what people say is that people say that um Fortnite is killing the gaming industry because they essentially spent no money on marketing. They took no they did no preparations for what they were going to do and just did it and were extremely successful off of it. And Apex basically has done the same thing. So it's gotten to the point where games that are essentially being hyped up are theoretically losing appeal when they come out because you spent so long being hyped for it. When it came out, it not only wasn't what you wanted, but it also doesn't last as long as it did when you were hyped.
yeah. Now, what was your review on this season 1 pass again? You just think that it's mediocre?
Oh, my season. I said that it's mediocre. It's just that I didn't really know what to expect from a season 1 pass because everybody was talking about the season 1 pass, and I didn't really know what exactly would go into such a thing. Considering that battle royale is not really. I'm not saying it's not complex. I'm saying that it's pretty bare bones. You got guns, you got characters, you have a map. I don't really see what you would fit in there. And so the things they introduced, because I judged it on what it had. What it had were some okay skins. But they're not like epic skins or like legendaries. They're just color palettes with Wraith and Mirage having war paint and like weird brown and green Native American.
Very tribal. I mean,
yeah, very very tribal-ish texture. And I said, okay, well, that's all right.
one of them's just a world map skinned on the gun. It's not even tribal. It's just like an old world map they ripped out of a geography class and skinned it on a gun.
Well, yeah, that was my thing. Is that I was just kind of like, these aren't. I'm not saying these aren't necessary. I'm saying that these aren't things you would particularly feel inclined to want. Oh. And then I sat there and that's why I mentioned afterwards about the other thing because these skins I said they could have been 5 times better, been more. You could have gave them some more pizzazz, make them a little less generic.
Those final skins for the Havoc aren't bad, but
the final skin for the Havoc, Havoc skin's really cool. Like the Havoc skins are really cool. The only problem is that I have is Havoc's not exactly the best gun unless there's a turbocharger. But
it's pretty good.
It's really
pretty
good.
good now since seems like it. I think they buffed it. It seems all right. I was playing today and got some good shots on people. So it was, and I didn't have a turbocharger. So it was decent. I mean,
skin Havoc skin was probably the best thing to come out of the battle pass. New character. I'm not. Like I said, I haven't played with him, haven't played against him, but I just looked at his kit and I was like, wow, he generates health. He runs really fast. He has a jump pad. Man, yeah, seems like he's about
highly mobile. He's like Pathfinder.
I'm like, seems like he's about as good as Bloodhound, if you ask me. The only thing he's missing is seeing people through walls. Seeing people. Because because health regeneration in that game is just this huge thing. Huge. And for him to just do it 100% like bam, why not? So I don't think he's. I'm thinking, it's like
so overall, what would you give the battle pass out of a 10? So
out of a 10,
looked at out of a 10, what would you give it?
It's like a 6.
6.
6. I mean, the rewards in there, because I looked at all the rewards. It's a bunch of, you get coins. I don't know how many coins, but basically it had the coin symbol on some of the reward levels, and I said, wonder how many that is, because if it's nothing significant, then it's pointless.
Forget what it is. I think it's like 100 or 200 maybe.
If it's like 100 or 200, that's slightly because that's something.
I mean, if you finish the whole thing out, I think you would get.
I mean, if you finish the whole thing out, yeah, you should have
get
something.
one of those store skins. I mean,
So
my thing is though, like those legendary skins you see in the store, and then compared to some of the legendary skins you got in the game and in the battle pass, they seem all awfully very similar. You know, like there's no variance really between them. Like the really legendary like the ones you pay money for, they look all pretty similar. There's some kind of like either it's a lion or a angel or something skinned on it. I don't know.
I mean, I normally look at what is it? When I look at the legendary side of things, I look at like Bangalore as this random like space combat suit thing. I'm not really sure what the whole point of it is. Bloodhound has his weird, like plague doctor-ish.
Oh, you're talking about the skins. I was talking about the guns.
Oh, the guns? Oh, yeah.
I was talking about the gun skins. They seem so similar to me.
The gun skins are definitely just, they're very similar to the, base skins for like legends. Because most of them are definitely like, only one that I saw that was pretty unique was the one for the Mastiff that's like supposed to have like it's supposed to be like a game thing. It has like a picture like a weird 8-bit Mega Man looking-ish character as on the little visor.
Oh yeah,
something.
I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's one I saw today that looked like a NES gun.
Yeah.
For
I just
for the Kraber.
I just looked at it and I was like, how much is it again?
Brett, have you looked at the Battle Pass any? Brett?
What? I'm sorry, I'm watching something.
You're always watching something. Did you look at the Battle Pass any? Are you following any
with the thing you linked about Apex earlier?
Yeah.
Like with the guns and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I looked at it, but I don't know.
How much is it again?
$9.50. So you have to buy I think you have to buy the $9.99. Well, I bought the $9.99 1,000 tokens, I think, and just bought it with that.
Yeah.
But like, what's the point? It's just cosmetic stuff, right? And
pretty much.
Well, I mean, that's all they can scale you. That's all you can sell you, right?
Special banner stuff. It's coins. You get packs out of it at certain levels.
You're essentially
you get frames for your intro screen off a certain level. Because when you're in the
game, it's basically gonna give you more in-game currency for buying it, along with some perks.
It's more like you pay It's more like you pay $10, and you get the value of like maybe $50 or $60 as long as you play the game.
Yeah, it's very similar to what.
So you're basically making an investment.
Each season of Fortnite does
giving
the
them
same thing.
You're giving them $10, basically, so that you can get the value of like $100 worth of stuff, but basically requiring you to play the game.
It requires you to play the game. I mean, that's okay, I guess.
Because you got to play. Because basically, you can't. You get the rewards by leveling. So
I mean, you could still get all the stuff from just playing the game for free, right?
Well,
it just takes a lot longer.
Yeah, you can't get any of the stuff in the thing for playing for free. I don't think you have to have the battle pass to get the battle pass stuff.
Oh, okay.
Really? I thought it was just the Havoc.
No, like I don't think any of the battle pass stuff is actual stuff you can. Like when you buy the battle pass, the first thing you get is 3 skins, and I don't think those skins are.
Well, yeah.
I don't think they're purchasable, or I don't think you can just use your little crystals to buy them. I may be wrong, but I didn't initially see them. I can't really check because I bought the battle pass, but
But I
think
mean,
you have to have it to get some of the you have to have it to get these cosmetics. And that's a similar thing with Fortnite. Like when you buy that pass and you start accruing stuff in Fortnite, you can't get it unless you're doing the battle pass.
I mean, it's a similar problem, or it was one of my gripes about Overwatch, because normally in Overwatch you can't buy currency, you can only buy loot box, and as a result, I literally can't sit there and just be like, I want this skin for Mercy, and just give Blizzard money and get the skin for Mercy that I want. I have to literally roll loot box until I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer the whole battle pass thing to that.
Well, yeah, the battle pass thing, because like I said, the battle pass thing is it's like $10, and all you have to do is just play the game.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of, and I don't know that this is a thing anywhere, but because I don't play any of these games, but if it was like, oh, I want this skin for this character or this skin for this gun, but the only way to get it is to buy 500 loot boxes. That's bullshit. But it's like, hey, pay $10 and then play the game for I don't know, 10, 15 hours, and here you go. That's okay.
All right, well, sounds fun. Let's move to our next topic. What do you think of Stadia?
I haven't watched anything about it.
You haven't watched this? Oh my gosh, really?
What are you talking about?
What are you both of you clueless?
I heard about it. That's Google's video game platform, right?
All right, Google has a streaming gaming platform.
Yeah.
God.
So you will play the game on any device with Chrome. You can play the game. And it streams from the server. It has more teraflops than both PS4 and Xbox One S combined. It streams in 40K or 4K 30 or no, what is it? 4K 60 FPS. It can stream up to 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be on junk computer that you got from Walmart and play a 4K game from Chrome.
Assuming you have a good internet connection.
Yeah, assuming you have a good
Yes.
I mean, I tell people all the time.
Well, I mean, to get to 4K, I would imagine you'd have to have a really good internet connection.
Yeah, but I mean, can you imagine can you imagine, go on YouTube and turn the resolution to down to 420 or something?
Yeah.
And imagine you're trying to play a video game at 420 resolution just so it doesn't stutter as you're doing stuff.
See, that that's
but it's not like that though. It's you're just remotely playing it. It's just like how you can remote from your can remote to your desktop, so to speak.
Well, yeah, but
you're essentially remoting into another computer and playing a game.
But your internet still has to be good enough for that to work.
I mean, it's got to be good enough to get to 40K, but the surface is supposed to be. I mean, if you watch the video, it's kind of instantaneous. Like you can switch from your PC to your Pixel.
Well, and yeah, that's great if you have a decent internet connection.
Chromebook. But you could switch between all these with little lag time. Like you could play the same game.
Well, and
at the
again,
same point. So if you're standing there by a tree, you can move towards the tree, switch things, and then jump on the tree, switch things, climb up the tree, switch things, jump out of the tree, and fly away.
That's all wonderful if you have a good internet connection. But if you live somewhere like where I live or like where Brian lives, and you're trying to play a game, streaming from something, and then you get up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna walk to work or something, and you decide, oh, I'll play the game while I'm walking on my phone. And you switch to your phone, and all of a sudden your game works, until you get out of the range of your internet connection at your house, because guess what? There is no Wi-Fi
Oh, I mean, yeah,
in the rest
But
of the
you got-
area.
but you got cell
Or
service.
if your
Not dating.
house has shitty internet that, you know, goes crazy every once in a while, you're playing a game, and if it doesn't autosave at a good spot, oh, you just lost all your progress. Or you're
you always got
stuttering
anything.
through the game. I do not like having to be connected to the internet to play games. I don't.
That's what you do now, though.
I get that.
No.
And I don't, and I accept that.
There's no
for
game
MMOs.
you play now that isn't connected to the internet somehow.
Hold on.
No, I can turn off. I can turn off my connection to the internet for like Devil May Cry.
Like this is
no. That's in essence, there's nothing. Like even when you're playing that game and you're connected to the internet, and you're not doing anything on an internet server. Technically speaking, you can always hit that button and share your experience on or not Xbox, on PlayStation. So
yeah, but I have to go into it and enable that ability.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is no one plays games now that aren't connected.
Correct. But that's not what this is. This is streaming.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it shouldn't matter. Like, yeah, you can't do 4K, and you can't do 60 FPS. But if you got a decent connection and you got this service, you could play any game you want to without having to worry about the hardware specs. You could just
that's my thing
in
about
theory.
that's my thing about
buy a $200 Chromebook, be sitting in the freaking Starbucks and playing Doom Eternal on a $200 Chromebook.
That's my thing about streaming. I every time somebody says something about streaming, I say I don't stream. They're like, why not? And I was like, because streaming is just this weird situation where I feel like if your internet connection just isn't the shit.
Why do you sound further away now?
If your internet connection isn't the shit, streaming just seems odd. Because you get into the situation that you're streaming something, and yes, it's working, it's using its power to make it function at a high quality. But all of that data, all of that information has to go from it across the internet to you. And if anything fucks it up in between, you're going to have some problems.
I mean, Stadia looks intriguing.
It looks intriguing. And I'm pretty sure it works.
Did you watch the video, Brian?
I'm watching the video right now. It looks intriguing, but from what I understand from how streaming works, it works when you have what makes it work. But when you don't, you might as well not even do it.
I like the idea that you'll never have to download an update again. Because essentially, the game's going to be hosted on their server. And they will update it on the server, and you're just playing an instance of the game.
And
so you never have to worry about downloading a game to your computer ever.
That is not a bad thing. However, and I know this doesn't happen all the time, but if that is all you have, then say we have a snowstorm and the internet goes out, you have no video games. Even if you still have electricity, but if the internet is out, you have no video games.
That's very true. It's the same thing when you have a bad storm and you have satellite, though.
Yeah. I mean, but if you have, like, currently, if you have a PlayStation 4 and you have a video game for it,
it's probably been remedied since.
You can watch, or you can play whatever that game is. And if there was, because any game on the PlayStation 4, like,
I feel like
any of the games I've bought, they're like, oh, there's an update. You want to update it before you play it? I'm like, nope. They're like, oh, okay, well, we just can't connect to the internet until it's updated. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. So I go ahead and play my game, and it downloads in the background while I'm playing my game. And eventually, it'll update. but I can still play the game. Whereas, with
I think it's good for people that don't have a lot of pocket money.
Oh well, yeah.
Trying to buy that lucky ticket or that golden ticket from the store. Straight up Willy Wonka reference there.
I mean, if you have a decent internet connection, and it definitely sounds like a better alternative than having to buy like a $2,000 computer or a $700 whatever the next consoles are going to be called.
Yeah. I think that aspect. Oh, excuse me. I think that aspect is also good because maybe it'll make computer hardware prices go down.
My question is, are they going to charge you like a subscription service?
Yeah, it's a streaming thing, so probably it's going to be like a $20 a month service, and then
I feel like it's a bold statement with this whole thing where he's talking about how you can use Google Assistant to look up stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work like they want.
I was like, that's a bold statement.
But, I mean, in theory, all you have to do is have that controller. You don't have to buy any hardware. Because everything you already use is your hardware.
Well, my friend Sean had an issue. My friend Sean brought this up because he asked me one time, when are we going to get to the point where he doesn't have to like download a game or update a game on his PS4 or put the disc in, and he can just play the game when he wants to play the game? Like, when are we gonna have stuff at the in like the cloud? And I said, well, I mean,
it's here now, I guess.
I mean, the cloud is all I tell everybody, the cloud has always been a thing. The problem with the cloud isn't, cloud. The problem with the cloud is, cloud. The cloud. If you can't get to the cloud, can't get to whatever's in the cloud.
That's very true.
And so I normally I just look at it like, this is probably going to be the first step towards getting there. Whether or not this works, I mean, if it doesn't work, then whoever's going to take on the task next is going to look at it and figure out why it didn't. But if it does, then bam, there it is. The only thing to do there would be to make it better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know where it's going to go.
Because, I mean, at that point...
I can't just say, oh, man, this is going to be killer. I'm looking at it like, I was like, this is ambitious. This is really ambitious.
With how ambitious it is.
Use your words.
You use your words. But this is the thing. Like Mike said, if this doesn't work, well, computer prices are going to stay the same. Consoles are still going to be like $600 when they come out. And we're still going to be doing the whole thing where we're like, hey, you got to put that disc in, man. We got to make sure you ain't copyrighting it.
Well, the disc aspect is strictly because those fanboys got mad because they can't have an actual game. And so instead of just moving to an online service like they have to do now, which is perfectly fine to them now, they pitched that fit when Xbox was trying to get rid of physical hardware or physical games.
Most people...
And so the only reason they exist now is because people are adverse or were adverse to the idea of never buying a game in a store.
Well, they were sitting there doing that thing that a lot of people that were on that side were saying, where they were basically like, I wanted to be like it used to be. If my buddy wanted to play such and such game and wanted to try it out before he bought it, then I could just be like, here you go, man. Try it out and see what you think. Okay.
Yeah, but nobody does that anymore because everybody downloads their games from the actual service on the system instead of actually buying it physical, except Brett over here.
I mean, even I mean, even then, though, at the current state, there's still like, what is it? Doesn't like PlayStation have some service where like your friend can play the game as long as it's like in your system or something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think I don't remember what it was called. It's like it has something to do with like all their share functions. I don't remember what it is. I'd have to look it up.
I don't have like actual numbers or anything. I've never looked anything up about this, but stores still sell out of copies of certain games on release day.
Well, correct. They do. Like, stores still sell.
There are still plenty of people that go to a store and buy Kingdom Hearts or
there's still people lining that
Call
line
of Duty
when
it comes out.
Line outside of fucking GameStop trying to buy something.
Yeah, I mean that like I don't know that that's going anywhere.
I mean, it's not that that's going somewhere. It's just that if this works, it's like Mike said, we might see a drop in computer part prices. We might see a drop in overall game prices.
I think Google is possibly overestimating themselves a little bit.
I mean, I completely agree with you, Brett, in that this is a giant, extremely ambitious project.
But think about this. This is something we haven't mentioned. Every single game that comes out today, a publisher makes whatever percentage of the $60 to $80 you spend on the initial game,
and
then they make $15 for this DLC, $5 for this costume, $10 for this DLC. Is Google going to do that in their streaming service? So you're basically going to have Netflix that you have to pay extra for parts? Or is Google going to say, no, we're charging them $20 a month, so we're going to update the game and everybody will have access to everything?
See, I was about to get into that. Because
publishers, while, back in the PlayStation 2 days, probably would have been cool with that. Publishers nowadays make too much money off DLC to go back and be like, oh no.
That's what I was about to say, is that if this is a streaming service, the situation is that they have to make money, right? So either the subscription per month would basically amass a target amount to facilitate Google paying developers / publishers, or I would be paying for a service and then I'd basically be paying for Netflix, and if I wanted to watch Wreck-It Ralph 2, then I'd be paying another $10 after paying for the service.
Well, yeah, the closest thing I could say is it probably would be similar to Audible's subscription, where you pay however much to Audible and you get anywhere from, I think, 1 to 3 or 4 books per month in your subscription. And then if you want more, you have to buy the credits individually. But that's what I'm interested to see, is how they're going to deal with DLC.
I want to see that's probably something that's going to be the most important thing to see next, would be a business model.
Because
I don't really know.
It's an
I
interesting
don't know how they're
idea,
going to go about it.
But I think that's the thing that will make or break them.
Because EA is EA. EA wants money.
Oh yeah.
If that's not the biggest truth.
I mean, anybody that's seen Anthem knows EA wants money.
Like Activision's over there in the corner too. They want money too.
I don't know.
But yeah,
we'll see.
It's an interesting idea. We'll put it on the maybes. No, we'll put it on the watch. You gotta watch that.
You gotta watch it.
when you see it going in the wrong direction, that's when you gotta be like, oh, abort, abandon ship.
What's up? I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Quick, let's do a segment I call Quick Game Insights. You give me one sentence about a game. I give you the game. You give me one sentence. You ready? You ready, Brett? Okay. Division 2.
Fuck.
I know nothing about it. I'm assuming it will be garbage.
I mean, it's out. It's out now.
I'm assuming it is garbage because.
Was that my sentence?
I mean, how many more open world sandbox games can we get? Like, fuck it.
I think that's Brett's sentence. I'll change mine.
I mean,
my sentence is gonna be: Division 1 players have made it clear to me that Division 2 is actually worse.
That's possible? Wow.
Okay, Devil May Cry 5.
Currently the best game that's been released this year.
I think it is a much needed addition to Devil May Cry series, and is definitely better than going the DMC Devil May Cry route.
I think it's a game.
Whoa,
game
one sentence.
No, you just gotta shut up. I think it's a game the game industry needed. Like, it is.
I agree.
A video game, and
yeah,
yes, it breaks the action a little too often with cutscenes, but it is not a fucking open world.
Yeah.
It's it has a narrative story that's, whatever. But the gameplay is fun. The game is fun. It's just like when you were a kid and you sat down and played a video game and you enjoyed yourself, and you can do that. It's a fun game.
I agree where Brett's coming from. Game is just like it's a Devil May Cry game. That's what probably is the best part about it. There's no bells and whistles or added on things that are just here to be like, hey, I make all the money we can off of this. It's just the game.
Yeah, but I feel like it took a little of what they did with Bayonetta, because it's not like older Devil May Cry games were like super serious, like, everybody's serious all the time. And
how about this? We
Devil May
save
Cry
this discussion on Devil May Cry for another show. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 11.
Looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it looks like a Mortal Kombat. But no, hold on. 1 sentence. Hold on. Let me amass mine. It looks like an interesting it looks like an interesting addition to the Mortal Kombat franchise that's trying something new by having 2 separate bars of meter.
Brett, what's your 1 sentence?
I think it looks interesting, but I'm hearing some very concerning gameplay issues with the last playable demo, so we'll see.
All right, number 4, GTA RP on Twitch. Thoughts?
Wait, what?
Oh,
have you not seen this? GTA RP is boomed on Twitch. Everybody's watching people play RP GTA 5, like literally RPing.
No, I've totally missed that.
Again,
Summit 1 is playing.
Again.
I do not
pay
attention
my sentence is that's my sentence.
All right, and finally, number 5, Apex's new champion, Octane.
I mean,
I don't know anything about it.
I got you. The perfect sentence. He looks like a Borderlands in it. He looks.
All right, that's quick game insights. Any final thoughts? Final thoughts on gaming, the state of gaming today. Final thoughts. Wrap it up, Brian. Brian, we'll go with you.
Final thoughts on the state of gaming today. Keep out for the good games, guys. Don't let the Mass Effect Andromedas get you. Don't let the Anthems get you.
Why are you beating that dead horse?
You gotta make sure that you go out for that quality, guys. And you gotta look for the DMC5s. You gotta look for, if you're a guy that's looking for the cheap game, you gotta look for the Undertales. Don't look for these other things out here. You gotta find the Undertale.
Okay, Brett, what are your final thoughts?
I mean, the whole thing with gaming today is just, it's not bad, but companies are so concerned with deadlines and pushing stuff out before it's ready that we're not getting quality games, and we need to stop supporting games that come out unfinished, like Anthem.
That's good. That's a true statement. True statement.
Y'all watch out for these Mass Effect Andromeda.
All right, for Brett, aka Miz, and Brian, aka Exico, this is Mike, aka God Jr., signing off for the PNF Gaming Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and eventually visit our website, pnfgaming.com.
When are we getting a YouTube channel?
Just let it happen.